This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about Alex Hormozi's live event and where should you actually be on Instagram. And 3, 2, 1. I was expecting you to have a check shirt on, Dan.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dan Meek.
And me, Tom Hall. You've no idea.
Sounded really weird. It sounded really weird saying it like that. I tried to change it, but I shouldn't have tried to change it. I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah, I know you're talking about the check shirt.
I thought. No, do you not?
Plain, super plain. Me, you know that. All my clothing, plain.
I don't think I own one. I think I used to.
Unless I'm on the golf course, then it's a bit garish.
Yeah, that's the only time you show your personality, on the golf course.
Yeah,
that's it. Just moody and solid.
I have to say, fuck, I should have seen me today. Jesus, I was moody today. That's for sure.
Because he's home alone. He's home alone. He's got no friends. He's just Mike's away. Laura, Isabel away. You've got those 2 sausages. And
the one thing that I give so much to is not giving anything back at the moment. It's golf is just just grinding me down at the moment. It's frustrating.
Yeah,
but never mind. Such is life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's going to hand you a scratch handicap, are they? Do you know what I mean? It's not going to just be given to you on the plate. So.
Mate, you can turn. Ian Poulter turned pro off 4. So
I'm reading his autobiography at the moment, actually.
Oh, that's a bit of a drag, isn't it?
I've only just started reading it, to be fair. So yeah, it was just one of those. I was just like, I wanted to read a golf book, but I'm bored of. Like I said to you the other day, I'm bored of watching YouTube videos of people playing golf, and I'm bored of like watching all the tip videos and stuff like that, because I'm just like, I don't really pick anything up from them anymore. It's like I need like tuition, because I need someone to actually say you're doing this a little bit wrong, this one. So I don't really watch it as much anymore. And then I read a golf book. Again, it was like Foundations of Golf and sort of stuff. Yeah, really useful. But then I was like, yeah, but I'm just overthinking shit. And I'm like, I was like, Ian Poulter's quite a decent character. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything too amazing, but you know,
I'm gonna buy you like a visor. Then you have to wear a visor when you play.
Visor and some ridiculous trousers.
Yeah. I can see you that.
You can? Cool.
When I'm out, October, not long, 2 months, mate, and then
I've got to improve drastically. Jesus. Me and Alex are going to enter.
I've got to play.
Yeah, me and Alex going to enter a pairs tournament at the end of September as well. And we're like, by then our handicaps will have peaked at the worst they've been for a long time. So we're like, it's good timing.
Nice. That's good work.
Yeah.
Both the absolute bandits.
Yeah.
Nice. We're recording on a Monday because, see from my socials, whenever this comes out, we'll use the magic of scheduling. I'll be in France. Very last minute. Literally just messaged Dan, was like, by the way, yeah, we're going to France on Tuesday. Probably need to do one if we're going to do a pod Monday. So as in true coaching style is my Monday is make sure nobody fucking messages me throughout the week. That is all I'm sending. Well, giving them all of their plans and updates and stuff today, so they don't have to annoy me.
Yeah.
Not annoy, but annoy. Yeah, if they're listening, they'll say, "Oh, they know my personality well enough." Yeah, don't annoy me whilst I'm away. Guarantee they will. Like, because some of them have got my personal number, so that'll be the case. I was like, "Yep, great." I'm like, I didn't get through you on that one, so I'll do on this one. Yeah, great, thanks.
Yeah, the reason you get through to me.
So. Yeah, I just started to go Instagram instead. Every social channel. But I've even blocked out my I'm not always good at it, but I did do it, blocking out my calendar thing. Yeah, I'm always like, and I'm always like, fuck. Always forget about it, but yeah, good. The reason obviously why we did this so early was we had to give our take on the Women's World Cup. That's why we wanted to get in first. No, we're going to do a World Cup review episode. I'm sure we're not. I watched it. I watched it in my England top.
I did not watch it.
Did you not watch it? And I did see a lot of like stuff on social media of like, oh yeah, I just thought Spain were better than us. Quite honestly, they were just better than us. I
As
thought
usual.
we shouldn't have taken. We took our centre forward off. I disagree with that because we needed a goal, and we put on a girl that runs around about a lot. Basically, it felt like we took off like Lewandowski, and then put on who's a striker that runs around Dribble Cisse. Last with the class, isn't it? Not Levin. I don't know. Just like a good centre forward, whoever that be. Yakubu. We had a Yakubu, and then we put on Cisse. Or Mark Viduka or someone like that. No, that's who we needed. We didn't need like a little person running around because that's what Spain did, and they were better at it than us. So,
but they're just better than us, though, aren't they? In most things in general, sport, Spain, especially football.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, there's quite a lot of stuff about the Spanish coach. He's a bit of a prick.
I saw a picture of some Spanish president kissing.
Oh, you see that?
The captain on lips.
I always thought like I was watching the thing and like he was like passionately hugging everybody, and then he just like absolutely like went for that girl.
Unbelievable.
Fuck was
like that is unbelievable though. Like, can you imagine that? Like, I say, can you imagine that in the men's game? Obviously, ridiculous. But my
just
thing
a lady just going,
just yeah. Like can you imagine it? Can you imagine? Like, it just wouldn't happen. Like, yeah, it's just mental. But yeah, I didn't watch it, and like this is my whole thing with women's football. It's my argument.
You just hate women. Hate women, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. It's nothing to do with the fact that they're women as to why I don't watch it. Nothing to do with the fact they're women. It's exactly the same reason that I would not go and watch Billericay versus Sittingbourne.
Mate, I would get drunk.
It's just not good football. Like, I just don't like. It's just not as entertaining. Like, I just don't like. Yeah, I felt that after the game when I saw that they lost, I just wondered what the reaction would be, because if the men's team lost, it almost feels like there would have been a lot of slagging off, it weren't good enough, shit, all this sort of stuff. And I kind of knew that after this, there wasn't going to be none of that. It was going to be, oh yeah, they did their best, that sort of stuff. And it's like you said, it's like, just wasn't good enough. It's okay to say that, but I always feel like with the women's football team, you can't say that. Not allowed to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying anything that's been written in the papers or TV or anything like that, but there was a sense of them coming out. Everyone should be proud. And I think the men's team would have got the same thing. Of course they would. They would have been, oh, you should have been proud. And the king and PM would have said all that stuff. But there still would have been 50% of people going, yeah, but they're just shit. And they would have been going in on them and saying why they were bad and why they weren't good enough. And there'd been a real analysis of it all. But it feels like that probably won't happen. And I'm going to go on my high horse a little bit now. This is where I think the whole inequality thing, it kind of like, it frustrates me, because I get that obviously we're fighting for equality. If we're getting for equality, then they should have the same level of criticism allowed that men would have. But it wouldn't come across that way.
But should it not go the other way? Because like, for example, I think there was like some interviews with some like Dutch people and some like French people and stuff like that. And they were saying that like we go in on our English teams, like we go like you say, they get criticized and stuff like that. But in Europe, they don't. They go, oh, well done, good job, you played well, blah, blah, blah. They want to celebrate their best players. So should it not be like more the criticism of the men should go towards being nicer?
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. Don't get me wrong.
Move the needle that way more than.
Don't get me wrong, 100%. But it's all the media. Like, it's not. I don't think it's most people. I think the media they hype it up and they make it seem that way. And that's why my point is. That's not happened this time. That's not happened. So it shows you that I don't think it's the English people, because a lot of people I know watched it and they loved it. They were like, "Oh my god, these girls are amazing." It's the media and the strength that they have in the narrative of slagging the British team off, or the men's English team off, and in football in general, I suppose to a degree, that's what I mean. Is it's like, but yet the media, again, women want the equality, which I get, but then it's like the media have then like, oh, we'll be all nice about it, and I'm like, hang on a minute, you would absolutely slaughter the blokes if this was the blokes, and it's that it just, I don't know, I just find it odd. I mean, it's like I said, the British media, I find them odd at the best of times. More so since leaving the UK, actually. I find it even stranger the more I see it. But yeah, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. I kind of knew off the back of it that there will be that celebration, quite rightly, like you said, the one, getting to the World Cup final is mental, like absolutely mental. The men's team won't do it for a fucking very long time, probably in my lifetime.
Yeah, no, it's a sad thing, isn't it? It's like, well, they're probably not gonna do it.
I think the exciting thing is that the exciting thing is hopefully it's inspired the next generation of female football. That's the hope, I suppose, right, with it.
That was the thing. Like we were missing, like the girls when they missing the captain, Leah Williamson was out. She's out the whole tournament, injured. Our top scorer from the Euros that we won last year was out injured as well. And then one of our main players was out injured as well. So those three like girls who would have been like sure starters kind of missing. So which is cool. How many people? 14.8 million. Pretty good. People watched it. It's all right, isn't it? More. It's more than who watch us play golf now.
I'm sure they're moaning there still wasn't enough or something, probably, but yeah. Yeah, they didn't get paid enough based as a percentage of whatever how many people watch.
Yeah, it's just like, oh god.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How many people watched the men's World Cup?
I don't know.
Is it not billion?
It's near a billion. Well, that was just in the UK. The number I just gave. It's probably not a billion people from the UK.
The global World Cup men was 1.5 billion.
Yeah. I always see that because they're always like, oh, the biggest show or thing in the world is the Super Bowl. And then they're always like, the World Cup final always gets more than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because more people watch it.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. Anyway, wonderful, mate.
People. Right, the thing is, you got the US market for the women's football as well.
Yeah, well, they didn't watch because it was in Australia as well. It was an odd time, like, it was a bit odd, wasn't it? So, what was it? But it was okay. They were only like 9 hours, so they were doing it at 8. We were like watching it at 11 o'clock in the morning. But it was weird. I was watching the football, like the final, having a coffee and like an egg sandwich, and I was just like, it doesn't feel quite right. So I was like, I can't start drinking now. I was like, it's not going to happen. So I just don't want to. So yeah, I had a nice iced coffee at that time.
I hate to break it to you, mate, but you cannot have a drink, Just let you know, mate. Just I'm just throwing out there. It's crazy.
What? Are you insane? No. Football, drink.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. No. Just eases me.
You got a problem, Tom. You got a problem.
I'm a social drinker. I don't drink at home. And probably everybody's realised I keep drinks here. There we go. There on those shelves. And I've probably lived in this flat for nearly 2 years. They haven't changed. No. They're with me for the rest of my life. So those bottles, whatever, a bottle of Gentleman Jack and some Herradura, whatever that is, tequila, some Roku gin, some Frangelica. Dan doesn't know what any of those are. So
no, over my head, mate.
Just in case. The once a year that I have people over. Good and drunk. All right. Today we're going to vaguely talk about, Dan's going to talk about, because I feel like I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. My voice is a little bit, I don't know, because I've been doing a lot of talking today. Probably. I should have a cough button, really. You're going to talk about Alex Hormozi, because he had his thing on Saturday. I was meant to turn up and watch it, but yeah, like Dan, I read Dan's email and he had a go at me for not turning up and watching it today. I felt very
nice comments about my email.
Personally attacked from Dan's email today. I didn't really read it. I didn't read it all, to be honest. I've read the first paragraph. And then you got the open though. You got the open.
Thanks for the support, mate. Thanks for the support, mate.
Mate, I've made your open rate go up.
That's
1 of 1.
I need click-through rate. That's what I really need.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need. Yeah, and then because I went and watched Hamilton again, so because that's
again. What's the point of watching it again?
Well, because all right, what's the point of playing golf again? You played it once, might as well just stop.
I know it's different every time.
Isn't it? Exactly, Hamilton and that play different every time. No,
is it though?
It was in the fact that all of the men who I saw last time were not in it. So they had a whole new male cast, which which I found very odd. But
Playing
I
the
only
same
saw it like
characters, though, right?
6 months. Oh, they're playing the same character. Well, you're not going to just change George
Well,
Washington.
surely they
are
have
you?
like three people.
You're
Surely they have like don't they have
actually,
like three
we're not going
people
to do
for
it about America this
Yeah.
time. We're going to try and do it about I don't know, the French Congress, whether that's a thing. I don't know.
Surely they have like three people to play like each role. Like, so if they have something on that long, surely they just have people.
There's only two people that play different roles, but
Yeah.
they're each chop shot. So if anybody, spoiler alert, the guy who plays Lafayette also plays Thomas Jefferson. If anybody doesn't really know you probably have to do your homework before you go and watch it. But I know all of my American history is through the medium of musicals. So if you want me to talk about that, I have to sing it. So that's the only thing.
Well, there you go.
And the founding fathers and all that stuff. Yeah, mate. So I went and watched that because I like musicals. And there's an app that you can do so my buddy's like been doing that app every day, and it's basically like a West End lottery kind of thing. And he got 2 tickets for free, basically. Yeah. So we had 2 front row seats, A1 and A2, which means our necks were like that, like the whole time. Yeah. Fortunately, like we're both like 6'1" and above. But if you weren't, there's no chance. Absolutely. The girl next to us had to go get a pillow, like to sit on. It was quite funny. Like she just couldn't see anything. It was so I was like, it's got to be a restricted view. Fuck me, right at the front. But also, if anybody goes to probably the first front 2 to maybe 3 seats of like a musical like that has a lot of like dancing around and a lot of like obviously singing and stuff. There's a lot of spit that comes out of people's mouths when they and you can see it. You can properly see it. It's fucking gross. I was like, oh, and like a couple of the characters were quite beefy guys, so there was a lot of sweat and like spit. I was quite glad. I was like, don't come near me, don't come near me. But you could just see it getting sprayed. I was like, oh, this is gross. So yeah, that was an interesting thing that I didn't know about the theatre. I'd imagine the people have to come up and mop the stage. I'd imagine the amount of stuff that was coming out, especially when it's rap. It's very that kind of stuff. Yeah. It was like coming through. So yeah, interesting. Anyway, we'll talk about Alex Hormozi, and you can talk about the titles, because obviously I'm working. I do some personal training sessions out of a place called Until, but I think it just I had to redo my bio today. I haven't done a bio. Well, obviously Instagram bios, but that's a little bit different. Right? A bio for like an online stuff. Because Stephen Bartlett's come onto Until. He's now a lead investor on marketing for the company I work with, which is interesting. Maybe I'll meet Stephen Bartlett. That'll be fun, wouldn't it? Get us on diary.
Ivan Tony was on, wasn't he? Talking about
yeah. So I'll have to get Lucas Paqueta on in a minute as well. So he's got to talk about his betting. Yeah. So yellow cards all around.
I understand that. You do think as a footballer, you just think, come on, mate. Like, you know you can't do it.
No. It's just like, it's just so stupid. It's just like, why is he like, it was it like 5 to 8 on? It was literally, you were betting on him to get a yellow card in that game. It was just because loads of people put money on it. It was so stupid. It was such an irregular, and he'd only had like 3 yellow cards for like the last year or something like that. And it's like, he's definitely getting one this match. And it was like a really rash challenge. Surely you just do it for dissent or something like that. Throw the ball away. Like, just get really wound up. Pretend to be. That's what I would do. If anybody's betting on the
footballers they're not exactly known for their brain cells, are they? Tom, let's be honest.
It's just easy. I just feel like it'd be easy to do. I know. Just don't do a challenge. That's just dumb. Like that looks like it'd be made up. Like, do dissent, get angry over something, make a brawl. Anyway, kick the ball away. Fine. They give yellow cards all the time. Anyway, let's talk about Alex Hormozi. Give you 5-10 minutes to just ramble on about certain things, because I didn't watch it, and I would love to know what's going on. I am an audience member of his content.
Follower. It's called follower, Tom.
Follower sounds lame, doesn't it? Follower sounds like I'm following around the desert. That's like a bit like Jesus figure. I don't see him as Jesus. Where's
so he basically he does wear no strips. Yeah, he basically launched his new book that he has, and it was it was fascinating because I went to the live event and he had, I think, 500,000 people register for the event. And I think 100,000 people turned up. I think by the end there was about 40,000 left or something like that. Which is probably about right in terms of percentages. But
yeah,
essentially, the guy is probably one of the biggest online entrepreneurs at the moment of our generation. Certainly, you know, in our lifetime has gone from 0 to 100 million net worth. And it was fascinating to me watching his presentation because he basically said, in as many words, like the shortest possible way I can say it, was post loads more content, speak to loads more people, and do not give up until you're where you want to be. That is literally like the cliff notes of the thing, right? The guy posted 2,200 pieces of content in the lead up to that book launch. So with his following, with his audience, he went on podcasts. He put himself about, like I said, 2,200 pieces of content across different platforms to try and sell a book. I think that was over like a 6-month period, 4-month period, something like that. And it was just this whole. I was like watching it, and all these people were like, "Oh my god, this is incredible! This is amazing! I feel so privileged to be here. I feel so blessed." You know, all these fucking idiots, right? And I was like, he's not saying anything that you don't already know. Like, to me, and it helped me. The reason I was glad I went, it wasn't because I didn't buy the book, I didn't do anything like that. I was just glad because it really helped a bit of my imposter syndrome, a little bit. Because here you had arguably one of the most successful online entrepreneurs in the world basically saying, none of you all post enough content, none of you all speak to enough people, and none of you all are prepared to do the work that's needed to get where you want to be. And it was just like, you know, in a world where you've got all these hacks and all these secrets and all these things, he just basically was like, pick a niche, prove to that niche that you do what you say you're going to do, walk the walk while you're doing it, document everything that you do, post all the content, speak to as many people as possible, those who interact with your stuff, those that don't, ask for referrals, ask your current clients to go and ask their friends if they need help with anything. And it was just this whole concept of like, if you do what he says, you will get results, but people don't want to. They're scared, they're intimidated, not confident, whatever it is. And he didn't offer any sort of solutions to that. He just told people what to do. He's just like, just do it. Like, and I think in a world where in a world where we're so big on social media and what content to post, all this sort of stuff, he literally just turned around and said, all I've done is posted and documented what I've done to this point. I've walked the walk. I've shown you guys what I do within my businesses. I've put it out there to the world. I've shown you. Yeah. And he was like, you are all here right now because I've documented me walking the walk. He's like, that's why you're here. And then like, he was like, if you want proof whether that works or not, there's 100,000 people here today. There's 500,000 that signed up to register for this thing. He's like, everything I'm teaching you right now is proof that this works because you're all here. He's like, this is me walking the walk. This is me showing you that what I'm going to tell you today is what I've done in the lead up to this event. So the fact you are here proves this works. And everyone was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, what do you mean, oh my God? Like, surely that makes sense. You know, like, so it just made me laugh, like realizing how many people maybe don't know as much as they think they do about business. Not about business necessarily, but more, it was definitely geared around the online marketing side of kind of what we need to be doing.
I'd say he's definitely more geared towards marketing, isn't he, rather than like nuts and bolts of business. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I guess, look, it's modern day business maybe is just maybe online marketing. Maybe that's all it kind of is, you know, in a such, or certainly as a lot of people start anyway, that's kind of where they start. But obviously he does know a lot about business because he started with, you know, the gym launch. He basically created a gym from nowhere, but again, he did it online where he kind of reached his audience a little bit more. But yeah, it was just really interesting just to see, because it was almost advice that was so simple and basic that people won't do it.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's one of them. It's like when you tell someone to eat a little bit less and move a little bit more, they go, nah, I can't be that. No, it is that. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just, and it was the way that he sold it and the way that he bigged it up and the way that he talked about all this sort of stuff was a lesson to a lot of people, it would be a lesson in sales, a lesson in marketing, like how to make your program sound really, really good. Because not saying that when I watched it, I was a bit like, not disappointed, that's probably the wrong word, but I wasn't like, oh my God, this is the most amazing secret in the world. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. It's kind of like what most people need to be doing then. Same thing. That's what I would say. With a little bit more added on, obviously, but pretty much the same thing. Yeah. And it just shows you there's no secrets out there. There's no hacks, none of this stuff. It's just the biggest thing that he said was like, people want to be inspired by people who are doing what they want to do. And it comes back down to, we talk about coaches all the time, like we talked about the other week, like walking the walk, like do inspire people. He's like, he wouldn't be as big as he is today if he hadn't have built those businesses and put it all over social media. He just wouldn't be.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. People wouldn't be at that webinar listening if he hadn't have built all his businesses and documented it. And it's the same with coaching. It's the same with everything. It's like we've talked about before with PTs in the gym. When they train a bit differently to the people, they get people going, oh, that looks interesting. Or when they see, you know, if someone sees your clients training a bit differently and having fun with you and not being beasted by doing burpees, they're like, oh, what's that? Social proof. That's social proof. That's what that is. It's literally showing people that you're different. And people can't get that online. They can't work it out that they have to do that. They just think that posting a caption on Instagram is enough. It's like, mate. So yeah, it was very, very useful from that point of view. And I'll get the book, but he was only selling collector's edition hardback books at the event, and it was like 30 quid for the book. But then, of course, because it was coming from America and it was hardback, it was like 40 quid delivery. I was just like, I'll just wait till the paperback comes out. I'm not that fast.
Yeah, I'll wait for the audiobook. It'll be tenner. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, kind of exactly. Yeah. Like... So he was trying to sell the hardbacks versions, but you know, it's only in America you can be able to get it because it was ridiculously expensive. But yeah, it was great. But it was, the lesson really was in the build up to it and the hype. That's what the lesson was. If people were paying attention, which I don't think half of them were.
No, you're facing now those kind of things, don't you? Like, yeah,
sure.
Just read the blurb. But putting that into perspective, yeah. If we say that a conservative estimate that was like 4 months lead up, and he did what 2,200. That's about 18, 19 pieces of content per day for 4 months. Obviously, that's across all platforms, right? But yeah, that means probably when you base a piece of content, probably repurpose it onto your other platforms, and you probably need to, maybe do it a little bit more frequently. I'd be one that falls into that category because like I end up doing stuff in person, then it falls off sometimes. I'm like, all right, I just need 5 minutes.
Yeah, but then you're also probably not sitting there moaning about it as well and don't know how to fix it. That's the frustration, isn't it?
It's like, yeah, be like, all right, pick up the butt time, let's do it. Boom, 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 that kind of thing. So, as I spill Fanta on my face, good. Yeah. Well, I like his stuff, and I realized that people were like, oh, some people didn't even know who he was. I was like, speaking in that kind of, which I guess because we probably look for that content more than like, I'm sure there'll be like some educators now into the personal training space that I'm like, don't know who that is, and they're like, what? How do you not know? But we probably search for kind of business and marketing a little bit more now in our space. But yeah, I'm always surprised when I talk to people, especially PTs in person now, who don't kind of talk about the marketing kind of aspects of personal training and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess it's just a difference in like career kind of direction and stuff. I'm just like, I think me and you are very similar. Like, in like, I fucking know enough about that shit now. I know enough how to get that person from A to B. I can do that without even thinking. It's how to get that person in to being number A, and then so I can get them to B more than anything else. It's like, I want to help people, but how do I attract that person to help them?
Yeah, it's that thing of like, it's that whole 80-20 principle, isn't it? Where coaches look at what they're doing and they're going, right, they know 80% of what they need to know nutrition and training wise to get the result they need. And they know 20% of what they need to know about the marketing side of stuff. And rather than work on that 80% to get more clients in, they work on the 20% of their nutrition and training, thinking that that'll help. And I was just like, no, like your ratio's well off, mate. Like you can't see the glaring obvious big problem in front of you. They'd rather kind of improve 5% with their nutrition and training knowledge and think, oh yeah, if I upskill as a coach and trainer, that'll help. And even then, like upskilling as a coach, it's like actually probably better off upskilling on the psychology side of things, like understanding human behavior, that you don't need to upskill on the training nutrition. Once you can get someone to move properly and they know into themselves, don't fuck themselves up, and you can program for them, you're a good enough trainer. Believe me. Compared to what's out there, it's all the other shit, isn't it?
But it was interesting what you were talking about there, because there was I think I saved a couple of things on TikTok. Doom scrolling on TikTok. I know, fuck me. It's weird, isn't it? Which platforms I tend to scroll through reels more on, and it definitely, or reels, I just call them reels, or short form videos would be TikTok and Facebook. I tend to scroll through like those more than I do on Instagram.
Well, because TikTok is just videos that you can see, isn't it? Yeah. There's not really any other page on it. Whereas I feel Instagram's more searchable, more like of a.
I tend to I definitely search more for certain like particular things on Instagram. Don't on TikTok, just kind of scroll on the For You page. And then on Facebook, it just I'm a lot more targeted about what I'm like watching. Because there's old people. It's not just like your mum and dad that are on Facebook anyway. But it was interesting there was one
Threads has absolutely died a death, hasn't it? By the way, completely random.
What's that?
Threads has absolutely died a death, hasn't it?
Oh, Threads is just like the most pointless thing in the world. I can't bother. No.
I just love how like it was like for about 3 days, and then now it's like,
that's why they haven't given a reason to go over there, right?
I just love the whole focus on it. Was like, oh, it's one of the fastest growing things. I was like, yeah, because it was integrated with Instagram.
Like
it was so easy. You just had to create an account.
That was it.
Brilliant.
And I like the because I was really confused about that number that's underneath your Instagram like picture at the moment. But obviously it's the number you joined Threads. Because I kept on seeing like at like 100 million or something like that, like plus. And I was like, what does that mean? And then both me and you were earlier adopters, so annoyingly. I didn't think I was. I left it quite a few days. I can be asked. I was like, maybe I joined up quickly and then couldn't be bothered to post. I think I only did like 3. I was like, you know what? This is why I don't do Twitter. Like, I got nothing good to say here, so absolutely fine.
Yeah. But like it's just hard to get going with.
What was interesting on this lad's post though, I think it was actually the CEO of Instagram, and he was talking about where stuff happens most on the platform, and he was like, this is what small businesses should be focusing on, and he was like, so the feeds in terms of actually posting shit on your feed is the 4th most interactive thing on the whole platform. But it obviously used to be the most, right? And he was like, the most interacted, the most video and photo sharing is in messages, is in DMs. He was like, that is the number 1 most interacted piece of bit in our software. And that is where 4 times more things get shared in DMs than they do on feeds in terms of photos and videos and stuff like that. And it's like, and I'm saying to my guys as well, I'm sure you're saying to your guys, it's like, where do you think you should probably spend most of your time right now? In DMs, if it's 4 times more things being shared, like that's just photos and videos than on like your feed. Where do you think you should be? In people's DMs, chatting to people, talking to people, creating personal connections. And I was like, that's coming from the CEO of Instagram. And then it was like the second thing was stories. He was just like, stories still have to be a big thing for us because those are the second most interactive thing. And people like doing stuff and just flicking through stories and viewing them and stuff like that. I can't remember what the third one I knew, but I knew feed was 4th. I was just like, fuck, I can't bother to make content anymore. I should have talked to people. But I feel like maybe in somebody's obviously you have to still produce content, but maybe in the hierarchy of building a personal training business right now, Dan, I don't know whether you would be similar to this, is like maybe you still produce content, say 4 or 5 times a week, but if you were going to spend 1 hour doing which one, you probably want to spend 1 hour doing outreach, chatting to people and getting them to respond to you rather than spend 1 hour making the most perfect piece of content. Correct. I think.
Yep. I think it's one of those where people spend too much time, for example, on Canva because it's safe for an hour to create a carousel, and an hour in your DM speaking to people is a little bit more difficult. A little bit harder, requires more brain power. And I know which one to get better results. Like coaches just hide behind content creation. They hide behind the camera. They hide behind the nice photo and the long caption. They hide behind all this shit because it's easier. Take the easy route every single time. It's harder to talk to people. That's why PTs are generally shit at getting leads in the gym as well. They just don't like talking to people. They just stay on their phone and post content on their phone trying to get clients. I'm like, you're in a fucking gym of 2,000 people. Go speak to someone.
You've already won the battle. They've already got a gym membership.
You literally know what gym they're at. You know what equipment they use. You know that they want to lose weight. You know they're actively going to the gym. You know they're not seeing the results they want to be seeing. That's what you're trying to find online. You haven't got enough followers. There's 2,000 of them in the gym right in front of
you. Just put your QR code up. Fuck me. Yeah,
just speak to them. You're a human being. Just talk. Like, people are craving human interaction these days. That's all they want is attention from people online. You're in person. Oh, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started.
Don't get you started, mate.
I don't think PTs find it any easier than they have right now.
It's fun, isn't it? It's fun task to do. Right. We'll then dip into see if let's play a little quiz, Dan. See if you can name. Let's play like some sort of bingo. So this is obviously a company that I'm starting to work with, and I enjoy their facilities. But this is something that I actually did discuss with them in terms of names for things that personal trainers do. Obviously, in this company, I call myself a personal trainer because that is the most generic term, and everybody understands what that does. Annoyingly, you do get sometimes like typecast into like, oh, personal trainer, ooh, that kind of thing. Like I'm going to be massively jacked, and then they see a photo of me. So, like, bearing in mind my display photo on their website is just like me holding a microphone.
You are massively jacked though, Tom.
I know, mate. Everybody, you can go over to YouTube. I can do my look. See, this top is slightly too tight there, so I purposely buy those tight arm things. Tight arm things, sleeves. That's
sleeves, they call them.
Good with the words, me. But what would be a title that people call themselves which confuses their clients, which they're probably going after? That most of the public will be going after.
Strength and conditioning coach, number one.
Strength and conditioning. Boom.
Or strength coach.
I don't think strength coach is here. Annoyingly, this isn't in
wellness coach.
Wellness coach. I don't think that's here.
Fitness coach.
Fitness coach. Yeah, that's it. We got
same thing.
Should I go through some, and you can give it a rating out of bearing in mind this facility also has like a lot of other stuff, like in terms of like aromatherapists or like psychologists and stuff like that. Yeah. So I won't be so. I don't hope people don't put this even from a physiotherapy perspective and like massage, fascial manipulation.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't think that's possible.
No, it's not possible, is it?
It's not possible. I didn't know all these things were stuff. Orthopedic rehabilitation, that not just rehab. No.
Yeah, it's just called rehab.
I understand, like cardiac recovery, stroke recovery. Yeah, they are all good.
Yeah, that's
pelvic health. I can kind of get. These ones I don't really get. Women's health and men's health. That's quite general.
Is that to do with your reproductive organs?
So, and then these ones, shoulders, hips.
These are specialities or something.
Yeah, I think they're special interests. It says.
Ball and socket joints.
I really like toes. All right, great. Flexibility and mobility. Is that a special interest? I'm not too sure. But that I like body transformation. I always think that because I like those ones. So I do transformations.
All I think is UP. All I think is UP.
I think that it's just like where you've come from. It's definitely a UP person.
Yeah, or M10 or something like that.
Yeah. But what's the difference between body transformation and body composition? That the same thing?
Physique transformation is probably another one on there, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Bodybuilding.
Like body. Yeah.
Foot function. That's a big thing now, isn't it? Foot function. The more I'm into my running, I'm learning about people. But that was always like with the Gary Ward stuff and the anatomy of motion. That's fine. Look, I haven't got shins. Like I'm running 3 times a week, right? And people complain of shin splints straight away. obviously I've got the unfortunate knowing of what, but all those silly little jumps and shit that I've been doing throughout my whole life, prepped my ankles well enough, and I've been running.
Look silly though. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, I haven't got shin splints, and I've just taken up running, and that's it. It's just like, obviously, performance coaching, sports scientist.
Oh, fuck off! Is that on there?
That's on there. Yeah, there's like running performance, tennis performance, rugby performance, cycling. I kind of can get those niches. Speed and agility, it's a little bit odd.
Speed and agility in a gym. Yeah, that's what I want to be focused on.
I've not put biomechanics. My master's degree is in biomechanics. I'm not putting my biomechanics down because I don't think anybody will come to me because, oh, he's a biomechanist. Nobody's going to pick me. No, I don't really get it. Plyometrics. Like, they would have heard that thing and then not really know what it means. S&C, obviously. Yeah. Testing human performance.
It's just PTs wanting to sound better, isn't it? Just wanting to sound unique and different, all this stuff, without understanding that it's actually a target market that don't have a clue.
I think it can go in like your special interest, sure, but like, don't call yourself it. Like, I'm not a human performance coach. I don't know what that is. Like, that sounds like what's his face, the Whoop guy. They would be all about that. Don't call yourself a mobility and flexibility coach. Probably not, unless you are like niching down, like, and that's your market. I'm going to say that's probably too niche to have longevity.
In a gym. It's doing it online, you'd be fine because you can reach more people.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting one. I'm not really concerned. I'm literally just put personal trainer.
Yeah.
I put golf performance on there just because I might meet some golfers. That'd be more fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, I should probably, yeah, but annoyingly, all the people I play with play at different clubs. So I'm just like, I need to move out of London to play properly. That's what I've discovered. But yeah,
just move to Dubai to play properly, really.
Just move to Dubai. Unfortunately, still, people might not know this, but still, majority of my income is in person. So unless all my clients move out to Dubai with me, probably not going to do that. No.
Strange things have happened.
All right. Last little thing. I guess just talk about plans for September, mate. We're almost there, aren't we? So I thought people should know what are you doing. Have any plans for September? What is your golf doing? What are you training? What business plans? What's happening? Or is it all very secret? I've got to sign an NDA.
No secret. No, we've obviously got our Blitz, which will be running in September. We've got a lot of stuff going out in September for people to have in terms of business help and stuff for free. A lot of free stuff going out. And in September, I will hopefully finally break fucking 80 on this new golf course of mine. I'll say, oh, no, I've done it already. I've already done it. But I need to be consistently shooting low scores and sorting my shit out with my golf because that's not going well at the moment. But yeah, no, just more of the same, mate. I've found a good rhythm, found a good sort of tempo to life, as it were, at the moment. So I can't complain, really. What about you? Other than running and swimming and cycling a lot.
Fucking running, swimming and cycling at the moment. I'm just doing long stuff. I think I'm doing long stuff for the next 2 months.
Oh my God.
I know.
Rather you than me, mate. Fuck that.
I'm reasonably enjoying it. I think I'm just more enjoying the challenge. I don't feel like I've been challenged in my training for a long time. So it's quite nice. And it's totally against the grain of what I'm preconditioned to like and have done in the past. So that is the only thing. So yeah, it's interesting. And then a bunch of people are asking me how to run and shit, like what I'm doing. I'm like, I've only been doing it 2 months. I don't really know. Like, yeah, I've done enough research probably to
isn't it? When you document what you're doing and you show people what you're doing and you show you're improving, well, why not doing it?
And they're like, oh shit, you dropped off this much in your on. I was like, yeah. I'm still obviously with this. I think I would have put out a YouTube about my my long runs and my first 10K. If anybody's striving towards doing 10Ks, you can put that out. So yeah, I'm doing them every other week because I need to do some educational content as well. So, and also there's more stuff that changes, much like business. There's more stuff that changes every 2 weeks. So Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be intermittently, still 2 YouTube videos a week. Fuck.
That's a lot.
To be fair, it feels like, it does feel like quite a lot, but if you want to do it, might as well. I prefer the long form. I just prefer long form content rather than short form. So I know what I'm better at. So it's all good. It's all good. And then I'm gonna go and have a little dabble with the AI as well to see whether people can chop it down instead of spending money on. I'm already paying for somebody to do my reels off my other shit, my other content, my internal monologue whilst I'm lifting, which everybody has. So I'm gonna bring that to life. I'd like to hear yours, actually. I feel like you should do that, your internal monologue whilst lifting.
Maybe I'll do it one day.
Fuck this. Don't want to be here. What's going on? Yeah. Why is Mike bigger than me? Can he touch his toes? Probably not. All that kind of shit. But yeah. And I've got to make my golf better because, I'll be going to Dan's on the 27th of October.
Yeah, 2 months, mate.
For Dubai round 3.
And we also need to look at booking our bucket list golf trips somewhere crazy. Keep seeing all these things on Instagram, all these amazing courses. I'm like,
well, I want to do Turkey and I want to do Scotland.
Yeah, I was thinking more like
you're like, you want to do Scotland, but you also don't want to do Scotland because it's Scotland.
Yeah.
I can see that in your face because you're like, I realized that all those courses are obviously like bucket list courses. It's like a thing you have to go and play. But number one, Dan, I think you just don't want to go to Scotland. Number two, I think you're going to find it hard because it's links golf.
Really hard, yeah.
But you hit the ball low, so I hit the ball high. So I think it should be better, right? So I've got to start hitting it lower to do this. But I think I'll quite enjoy it because it's all about shot making. So that's a little bit more fun. I feel like you're very routined. You're like going to be like, boom, no, hit it. But you're straighter than me, so
in more ways than one. So there you go.
That's correct. All right. There's no other business, is there? I'm off to sunny France, which is what's the heat over there now?
38.
Wow. Yeah. When I land, it's going to be 40 in fucking Bergerac. So there you go. So I'm going to cry when I get to France.
Yes, you will.
But it drops after a couple of days, so we're all good. All right. No business. Thanks for listening, guys. We will probably catch you next week.
Catch you later.